What is it, Monday? What is it, like 1:40, 45? What time is it? 43. Oh, I had a dream last night. And I woke up and I was like in my bed for like 3-4 minutes. I was like, that's a meaningful dream. That's a very meaningful dream. Very meaningful dream. Now it's only like a 1 out of 10. On a scale of 1 to 10, maybe it had something to do with water. And yeah, it's not as good of a dream now that but then there's this idea of dreams, you know, like your brain works in a state of flux. You don't know, your brain you'll have like a 50-50, you don't know what something is, and then your brain at night will solidify. It'll force the choice into your brain subconsciously. This is an example. Don't want to overuse this. Is Donald Trump, George Washington, or Hitler? And then you have a dream and and then you're like, yeah, he's George Washington, or he's Hitler, whichever one. I don't care. It wasn't about Donald Trump, I don't think. It was about water. But whatever, that's not the point. Oh yeah, you left your computer on, and the one guy's not talking, and then I accidentally listened to like half a podcast on New York Times or something about the Supreme Court. Something about a shadow docket. I mean, I still haven't gone to. I accidentally went to Fox News one time, but then I closed it immediately. It was like a 1 second, and I didn't read it. It was like a habit. It was a habit. It wasn't a. It was just like I jumped on my computer and I was like, Fox News. Bad habits die quickly. Slowly, quickly. What else was there? Oh, I woke up early this morning and then I went back to bed and I think I had a dream. But I was in bed and I was thinking of Squeaky from the Manson family. I don't know what her face looks like. I have no clue what Squeaky looks like. But one of my theories was I was going to do this thing where I go around and it was going to be because he gave them all nicknames, right? Like Tex, Squeaky, Squeaky. Squeaky talks like this. Hey, I'm Squeaky. She's called Squeaky because Manson had a sense of humor and he would give people nicknames based on or she was like eating like squeaky cheese. The first time he met her, he was like, "You're eating squeaky cheese. What is that called? Cheese curds?" And she was eating like cheese curds. He's like, your nickname is Squeaky. And she was like, but I know I only learned this like 3 or 4 days ago. She tried to kill Nixon after he was impeached. She's like, but she had other skills, right? Besides being squeaky, right? I don't know how good of a sniper she was, but I can take apart an engine. Okay, Squeaky. I'm assuming she was squeaky, right? Hey, Squeaky. I don't know, probably. And then the premise of the joke was going to be nicknames. I was just going to go around going, hey, Truckucky, and then you just give people nicknames. It was kind of the premise of the joke. I thought it was it amused me. I was amused. You're probably not amused, but this is for me, this isn't for you, so. Squeak. I'm Squeaky. She sounded like Barry Manilow. So, what else? Oh yeah, and then he was going to compare Manson to all the politicians. He was going to do this joke where, because all politicians are Manson, basically. They go around, they put you in a box probably the first time they see you. They're probably like, oh, there's Squeaky, there's Boxy, there's Black Kari. There's Silver Kari. You know, it was gonna be about memes too, because he was gonna say you're all just memes. You know, you walk around, you just put people in. There's a cartel cruiser because in GTA they called him a cartel cruiser. Is it a sports truck? I mean, what is it actually called? Like when it has that weird, when it's a truck and it goes like this in the back. What is that, like a sports truck, or what do they call that? Is it a half truck? Sports truck. It's called a cartel cruiser in GTA, right? And then I just call them cartel cruisers. They were blue, right? They were blue. Was that GTA 3 or was that Vice? I think it was GTA 3. I only played Vice City for like an hour or two, and then I didn't play the rest of it, right? So it was gonna be, the joke was gonna be, you know, like the premise of the joke was gonna be all politicians just see you as memes. You know, they just call you, hey Squeaky, hey Tex, Delaware, Louisiana. You know, you can just name states, then you abbreviate the state. Pennsylvania, you know, New York, Rhode Island. You know, you just call people cliches of where they're from, or you know, their voice. Squeaky, baritone. Person has a squeaky voice, you call him Barry, probably. You got what else? That joke went longer in my head when I was in bed. That one went for like 4 minutes, right? Because you were going, you know, you were going pretty ham on that joke. I was going pretty ham on it. Ham. What does ham stand for? Ham stands for like going all the way with a joke, or that's where we fucking that joke hard. Okay, so I was thinking about this one too. This came after. This was in the past hour. Rittenhouse. Remember Rittenhouse? He was like a 20. I don't know how old he was. He was like 20, right? And he brought an AR-15 to fucking. What was that? 20? I don't even know what year it was. Like 20. Was it Biden or Trump? Was it Trump's first term or was it Biden's term? I don't even know. I'd have to look up what year it was. It was probably maybe Trump, maybe Biden. I don't even know if it was Biden or Trump that he was under. He went to some city with an AR-15. And then I was thinking of no, I was just thinking about it because it was just like you know, they could have had, what they needed to do is the people of that city needed to go out there and just have their cameras and just be like, hey, how's it going? And just walk up to the people, hey, how's it going? Because remember, in the 60s, the whole point of protests was to make your enemy look bad. And to make your enemy look bad, you know, it was like you wanted a picture of like a 6-year-old black lady girl getting bit by a dog, and that was the PR win. The PR win is how you win with PR. It's not, you know, PR is, you're the innocent person and the other person is the evil aggressor. If you can pull that off, you win the battle. That was like the moral of the 60s, right? So the people of that, whatever city, I don't even know what city it fucking was, you know, they need to go out there with like cameras and be like, hey, how's it going? You're burning stuff down. How's it going? You know, 50, 100. No, you know, just calm, collected. But then I was thinking about the baby boomers, because it was the baby, it would be, I'm going to blame it on the boomers, but it might not be their fault. I don't know. What is boomers are born, I need to look up the coeval, not coeval, but whatever those charts are for the age things, and then would they have been, I think technically that's older than that, right? Whatever, you know, statistically, a person in their 50s is the richest they're going to be, right? Statistically, people are richest in like their 50s and 60s. So you had to have like 40-year-olds and 50-year-olds out there with cameras being like, hey, what's going on? How you're burning, but not angry, just like, hey, you know, hey, you got a torch there. How's it going, man? You all right? But they didn't do that. They had cops out there. The cops are basically like, I shit on cops all the time, but you know, the cynical interpretation of cops is they're just like bouncers. They're security guards. They're 20 to 30-year-olds with guns who are paid to do a job. They're mercenaries, right? That's the cynical interpretation of a cop. And then they had the 20-year-old kid of some, I'm assuming he was a middle-class kid, right? And he grabbed his AR-15 and he wanted to go get some, right? That was, I mean, come on. Even anyone with half a brain knows he wanted to get him some, but, you know, but the answer would have been to get the 40s and 50-year-olds out there with cameras. You know, like, hey, how's it going? You're burning stuff down. Is everything all right? But they didn't want to get out. They just hired a bunch of fucking cops and they sent their 20-year-old kid out there with a AR-15. You know, so. Right? I don't know. Is that a fair interpretation? Or is that not a fair interpretation? You know, because like during the Rodney King riots, there was that famous picture of the Koreans on top of their roof with like rifles. Because, you know, it's like the Koreans can't be racist against blacks, right? So it's like, you're fucking with me. You're just thieves, right? Because, you know, it wasn't like the Koreans are terrible people or whoever they were. But, you know, they weren't the whitey they weren't the cracker holding them down, right? It was just, you know. But, you know, the 40s, 50-year-olds, they weren't going to go out there and do that shit, right? They were, yeah, because he was going to blame it on, I don't know if they were the boomers or not, but I'm going to call them boomers because it's fun to hate on boomers. You know, because the boomers were the Vietnam generation. You know, the 10-year war, 60,000 dead, and they whined like little fucking bitches, you know. World War II, 42, end of 42, all of 43, all of 44, half of 45, 2.5 years, 500K dead. It's how many a year? 500K divided by 2 is 250. So somewhere between like 200, 150 and 200, somewhere in there probably. Yeah, they wanted like little girls get napalm. They never accepted, the boomers never accepted a reality that it was, the world had always been a warfare and nothing more. They couldn't even handle some little girl running around with napalm. How many people did they kill during World War II with firebombs and shit? The fucking, you know, the fucking hippie baby boomers couldn't handle some little 6 or 8 year olds running around with napalm on or something. So I blame the boomers because they always want to be hip. You know, one of the theories I was thinking about recently is, you know, the conservatism became the new hip thing because, you know, the boomers stayed liberals, right? And then they became, so, and the whole point of being old is you're supposed to be the conservative person. You're supposed to be the thing people bounce off of, because conservatism is supposed to be the thing you bounce off of. You know, conservatism is the, you know, no one wants to be the person who says no, right? No one wants to be like, hey, you know, no one wants to be the adult in the room. So the boomers never wanted to be the adult in the room. They wanted to be like 60, 70, 80, 90. I'm still cool, I'm up with the times. You know, so. They want to stay in their living room. They want to grab a phone or anything. Then again, if you want to, you know, if the boomers were bad, why were the boomers bad? Maybe the World War II generation was, you know, the greatest generation. Maybe they were, maybe they came back and they weren't as great as they make them sound to be. I don't know. I wasn't there, so I can't tell you. They call them the greatest generation, but they raised the boomers, so they can't be that great, right? I mean, isn't that true? Like, if they were such a great generation, how come they raised the boomers, right? By the way, I'm not advocating any of these positions. I'm merely asking the question. You know, it's a free-floating question game. It's not I don't have any answers. I have literally no answers to anything. So, and then I was thinking of that one guy who got shot. He would go around. Dude, I never watched him that much. I only watched like 5 minutes of him, 10 minutes of him. I might have watched a Tucker Carlson interview with him or something. But he seemed like he had all the answers. So, and then I was thinking, you know, and then he really angered me because he would go around acting like he was the arbiter, Like you have to prove to him. It's like Judge Judy. I was thinking of this last night. Judge Judy was always on TV. She's been on TV for 20, 30 years probably. She wears a black robe. She's like a judge, an arbiter. You know, she could run for president and people would psychologically be like, she's a judge. So what he's doing is he was getting people to see him as the person you have to rationalize things to. So you have to rationalize things to, Kirk, right? Or you have to plead your case to Judge Judy, right? And, Donald Trump, he was the boss, right? He was the guy who was like, you're fired. So they condition people. It's a conditioning thing, right? They conditioned you to, if Judge Judy wanted to run for president, people were like, she's pretty smart, she's a judge. And if they were going to run Kirk, he'd be like, he's the arbiter, he arbits things, right? He's the arbiter. So that really angered me because he goes around acting like he's the arbiter, and I'm not here to prove fucking shit to fucking Kirk, which angered me. And then I was like, okay. And I figured out why it angered me. And then so some random guy I've never met before, I have to rationalize my thoughts to him. So that's what angers me about it. It's prove him. I have to prove something to him. Really? I don't give a, so. Then again, the racism thing, you have to prove to someone else that you're not a racist. I mean, that's the right-wing version, or, I think there's a bunch of examples you could go through. Arbiter was a champion in Raid Shadow Legends. Pretty good one, fast. Very fast champion. Like one of the fastest, right? Arbiter, the replacement for High Katoon. Oh, yeah. So yeah, the premise of that one joke was kind of funny. You should go around calling people like Squeaky or White Car, or Trucky. Trucky would be kind of funny. I don't know, I can't think of any. Moe. There's some Moe up here. Hey, Moe. And then the premise of the joke would be, I'm the politician. I see you for who you really are. You're not just Moe to me. You're not just Squeaky. Because, the premise of the joke is politicians are all Manson, right? And then, I don't know. Oh yeah, and then I was thinking about, I hate Donald Trump because he's not stupid. That's the thing I dislike about Trump so much is, it's like, if he's so stupid, how come, Jon Stewart was like, hey, these conservatives are so stupid. How come he doesn't seem that stupid? It's like, I don't like him because I can't put the two together very well. So in the back of my head, I'm like, he must be actually half decent at reading reality, right? And I don't like that because, and then that goes into isn't that the whole right-wing thing about fake media? And then it's all, God damn it. And then I was thinking, oh shit, that's not good. Whatever. Yeah, but then again, the left never became adults. The boomers never became adults, and then they always wanted to be the 60, 70-year-old cool kids supporting the, they never wanted to be the bad guy, right? Someone's got to be the bad guy, right? And there are no bad guys. In today's day and age, no one's the bad guy, which is, it's very terrifying. Everybody's so nice. There's no bad guys. Everybody's got candy. Moe. There's Moe. Squeaky, Moe. Squeaky, Moe. Moe. I see you for who you really are, Moe. That's a joke, by the way, I think, right? It's a joke. I see you for who you really are. Is that a truck holder? Is that a horse holder? Or is that a supply holder? I see you for who you really are. Horsey, or it's probably supply, it's not horse. Oh well. Then he's gonna say ma'am. You know what ma'am means? Yeah, ma'am that was at Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse. It's the 13 to 30-year-olds, right? He was like 20, I think. I don't know. Maybe he's 19, 18. I don't know. Moe. And that relates to memes, because you know a meme is like you're just putting a... And then he was going to do this joke about, don't put me in a meme box, and then he was going to be like, get in the fucking meme box, get in the fucking meme box. You know, because it's a meme box. It's like a, put a person in a box. It's a meme box. I thought it was funny, but whatever. Oh, he's selling cycles. Cycles, motorcycles. Squeaky, Ponty, person pointing at something. Walkie. Yeah, but then the 50-year-olds would have had to get punched in the face by the fucking black people doing the riots, and they didn't want to get punched in the face, right? Then they would have had to, you know, but they would have had the video footage of them getting punched in the face, and then they would have been the victims. You know, they'd have been like the black people in the 60s with the dogs. They didn't want to do that. They didn't want to get punched in the face, or, you know, it's all just PA. They can't take a punch to the face. The 60s and 70s and 50s, and you can just blame it all on them, I guess. It's an easy answer. I like that answer. You know, this righteous... He's trying to do like that Samuel Jackson quote from the end of Reservoir Dogs or whatever. Not Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, right? I like that answer. I like that answer. It makes me feel warm and tingly. I like warm tingles. Give me warm tingles. See, here's a question. In the 20s and 30s and 40s, was it always the same? Was it always like, you know, there was always the same people? There's probably people in the 30s and 40s and 20s that were just like the now. I don't know. Yeah, who knows? Need a time machine to go back in time. Moe, hey Moe. I know who you really are, Moe. Squeaky, Tex, Deli. I need some water. Oh, I learned this. Did you know that, so about like $10 worth of bike patches. They're the ones that you have to use rubber cement on. And when you use the rubber cement, you spread it really thin and you let it dry for a minute or two. I didn't know that, so it actually works better that way, because I was putting a glob on there and throwing the patch on there, and then now what you do is you take the silver foil, you spread the glue, the cement really thin, like, I don't know, pretty thin. And then you let it dry for, I don't know, I just did for like a minute, 30 seconds a minute. And then you put the patch on. It works faster, they patch faster. So I've had to put a bunch of patches on. I got it working finally, that was good. Yeah. So the same rage that I felt towards Kirk, would that be like the same rage a lot of people feel like I have to prove to you that I'm not a racist? Maybe that's how that works for some people. I have to prove to you, you're the arbiter, I have to prove to you something. It's a burden of proof thing, maybe. So it's like a reversal of, you have to prove someone guilty, you can't, hey, just because I hung 10 black people at a lynching doesn't make me a racist, right? I mean, maybe. I don't know. Whatever. Oh, you're thinking of the body politic. Because, the red shirts and the brown shirts. Because one theory is that the brown shirts were a antibody to the red shirts. But that's a body politic, sort of Catholic philosophy of body. The human body has, like antibodies, like antibodies. But that makes me sound like I'm pro-Nazi or something. Okay, so here's a question. It's a debate question then. is truth a debate, or is it like, here's what I see, here's the information, what's the best interpretation of the information, or is it debate based? The system is it's debate based, or it's a competitive based though, right? It's not, here's the information I see, what information do you see, and then create a model off the information, because ideally it's the person who has the best information who's going to have the best model, right? But then, you know, you get people creating models and hoarding information, so then you can't. But then again, I don't fucking know. Don't ask me. I'm just brainstorming. Oh yeah. That's some good shit. What is that? That was what food do you think that was? It was food of, I don't know. Almost got killed. Wasn't paying attention. Zoned out. Duckies. Duckies. Ducky. Ducky has duckies on its car. Ducky. Can I go? Squeaky, Trucky, Trucky, SUV. White party. You wanna go to Publix and get a pizza? Wanna Nissan-y? What happened to him? Did he get prison, or did they let him off? He shot a skate. It was a white kid, skater kid, right? Like someone hit him with a fucking skateboard or something. Bunch of punks, a bunch of punks. Yeah, skaters are punks right there. It's a punk culture, right? Punk culture. What else you got? Water Dream. I was laying in bed for like 3 minutes, 4 minutes. It felt meaningful. I don't know, maybe it was. Moe, jewelry, Joker got away. Jingle bells, jingle bells. Blue car, white car, Trucky, Squeaky, taxi. I didn't none of that meth in my he's trying to do a Manson thing where like Manson's like, I don't want that speed in my shit. You know, I let him do smoke that weed, let him have that LSD. Tractory, farmery, farmer. Hey, what's going on, farmer boy? 3 farmer boys. I bet those are mowers, right? Today's like mow the lawn day or something. I didn't look that way. I should have looked that way. I could have got hit. If I would have got hit, it would have been like 20 miles per hour. I'd probably be alive. Might break a bone or something. But I wouldn't die. I'd just, have a broken bone or a bruise or... Throughout human history. I had to Google. I thought it was Push It Live. It's not Push It Live. It's actually third. It's a third eye, I think. Is that the fucking LSD guy? I need to look up who that was. Is that LSD guy? Throughout human history. Is that Timothy Leary? In an ocean of chaos. An ocean of chaos. Ready? Fratty or sorority? Civic-y? White Kari? Squeaky, 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 squeaky blue shirty. How do those tires work on that lawnmower where they don't have like a middle? It's just like it's like a beehive of rubber. Rosny, so funny. McDonald's-y. Coffee-y. Walmart-y. Belky. Chipotle-y. What else? Corsair-y. Black Trucky. What's that thing in the front called? It's not. That's purely cosmetic, right? There's nothing practical about that black thing on the front of the truck, right? Or is there is it a winch thingy, or is it just? It's got the cool lights on the. Those extra. It's extra lights. Huh. Purely cosmetic. Cosmetics. Fanny. Two fannies. Are they mattress fannies? Mattress fannies. That's a lot of... They expect to do a lot of mattress deliveries if they have two mattress fans. Four? How many mattresses can you hold in a van? 4? 5? And then you just have to drive there, and then you drop it off. It takes like 20 minutes, right? Or is that... They don't work for the mattress people. Maybe they have to put them up the windows or something. Because they have ladders, right? Or is that not for the mattress place? Is it for something else? A nebulizer it makes medicine into a vapor. I Google that. Neck tech. Next tech. Next tech. Next tech. So they don't haul mattresses. Aww. Nexttech.com. HVAC. So I guess that's how it works then. Okay, sure. And you were trying that, right? And that didn't work, so you have to try that. I don't learn nothing. How much of that road did they fix? Is it all fixed now? Roadie, 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 here comes roadie, roadies, road makers. Pest control, or is that a... Where do you want to go? You want to go this way? Here comes Cookie. Cookie's pest control. You want to walk around the long way on the way back and get a pizza? Get a pizza. Get a pizza. Oh yeah, I'm taking that one. That'll stick on a board. Diamond infused hash. Haziki's Catering. Let's stay on this road or gonna go? Let's go this road. Do 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 do. Whisper what you bring to me. Tell me if you can. It's a river that's singing. Southern care. Car. It's care, it's not car. Oh, McDonald's is going to get cheaper. YouTube told me that. YouTube told me McDonald's is going to get cheaper. YouTube told me McDonald's is going to get cheaper. It's a rumor. Taco Bell is the one that did the best. That's what they said. It's people like Taco Bell. Third meal, fourth meal, fifth meal, fourth meal, fifth meal, sixth meal, 7 meals, 8 meals, 9 meals, 10 meals. I like meals. As a person who likes meals, I like Taco Bell because they have lots of meals. Trucky. Suntan lotion. Smell, maybe. Baron. Baron was it YouTube? Was it Baron on the? He's a con kid. I think he's a con kid. I think they genetically spliced him. Let's see what else. I got nothing here. Biking? I biked for like 40 minutes. I did a circle. That back tire has like 4 patches on it. I think the patches dry within like 5 or 10 minutes. So I don't even have to let them dry if you do it the correct way. It only takes like 20 minutes or 10 or 20 minutes. You could probably just patch it and bike on it with the you have to let the cement, you spread it very thin with the foil, and then you let it dry for 2 minutes, a minute. Don't ask me why, I don't know. It's not like I don't know, it's super glue, you just want to put it directly on there, right? There's all these glue rules, all these rules to the glue. Text. There's text. There's What was a pejorative term for a Japanese person in World War II? A Jap. There's Jap. Yellow monkey? I don't know. What's it? I wonder if all the Baptist churches just sort of like trying to come up with names, but they're all the same church. But like this is the first free will one, and then there's just like a name thing where you try and name them really cool. They're all pretty much the same, right? Or are they actually different? That's a weird looking van. It's a van, or is it like a work vehicle? Is it a van or a work vehicle? I want to get the fuck out of here and go to Pensacola. But it's so expensive to be down there, though. I think it is like $500 a day. $200-300 for a hotel. Eat out. You know, that's at least another $50 a day. But there's a beach. I get the fuck out of here and be on a beach, sipping margaritas, sipping something. If you like sipping margaritas and drinking on the beach, go to Pensacola, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, I think the here's a stupid joke. You know how like most crazy people are always like angry screaming? What if the person's just like calm screaming? Just like if you it's not as bad. It's only bad when they scream angrily. It's you can talk to yourself as long as you don't scream about communism or something or whatever. There's an RC Cola. The Royal Cola. It's a cola of royals. They check your ID when you buy that, so you better have. If they catch you drinking Royal Cola and you don't have like you're not royalty, it's not on your driver's license that you're royalty, you get in a lot of trouble for that shit. The fuck you up for that shit? pretty bronco-y. You almost cut your knee hitting that, I bet. Bronco-y. It's a squeaky joke. Remember the squeaky joke? Before jumping off a bridge, make sure to look both ways so that you don't land on a barge. Wow, that's a dumb one. I need to learn what was the boomer, because post World War II should be 40 to like 60 or 58, 50, 60. What years, I mean. Are they reopening the battery place? Or are these people just doing a drug deal? I think they're just doing a U-turn. Just doing a U-turn. Oh, there was that joke about being in heat, but you've done that one before, right? Being in heat is a term for animals. An animal in heat, and then something about heat, hot-headed. I don't remember what that joke was about. It was a random thought. I don't remember what it was then. Huh. You want to double back to Publix? Is it considered doubling back? What is doubling? What's the technical definition of doubling back? It means just go backwards, right? They're like $5, but they have cheese in the crust, which makes them worth $5, I guess. What else do they have on sale? You never bought anything. You didn't buy anything this week from Publix, right? When did your bike break? It was under the bridge, like 4 days ago, 4 days ago. So you went like 3 or 4 days without a bike? 3 days, 4 days? DiGiorno? What else do they have? They have like ice cream? Do they have any ice cream on sale? I like fat. It is tasty. Old Mall Road. This is New Mall Road. This is the Old Mall Road. More drugs. Exotic. Pre-roll. Blue Dream. Crazy Mary. Hazy Mary. Indoor Flower. It's a blue dream. Life is but a dream. Hazy, hazy, hazy Mary. Gently down the road. Life is but a dream. Hazy Mary. Could have stolen that. Mary, life is but a dream. want to make sure I have a wallet on me. Yes, I do. Should have taken that hazy berry thing. What was the one you got? It's called sativa. Was it like gold dust, silver dust? Some sort of dust. I can't wait to get high off the dust. High on the dust. It's a Tahoe. It's Mr. Squeaky. Tahoe. Where's Tahoe from? Idaho? Dakota? Is it a Dakota? I think it's a Dakota. Dakota. Golf carty, weed whacker. His name is Whacker. Then Toothy. Here's Toothy. Here's Toothy. Toothy. You gonna hop this? Toothy, coker, toothy, cokey. Infinity, Redcari, Banky. Biolighty. What is this? Deer piss? Bushwhack. I'm gonna get drunk off bushwhack. I'm gonna get drunk off bushwhack. Make this. I think this is the best way to do it. So you can stick this in your pocket, leave it on. Because then you have to merge the videos together, and I don't want to do that. It messes with the size too. Stick it in your pocket.